for a minute.
Frog.
Oh, wow, low check. Not allowed.
Thinking about the frog.
Oh, okay, that works. Haven't seen that before.
Throws a right back at him.
Alright,
Yeah. Oh, what is he? Oh, that
cool.
is unfortunate.
Stood there waiting for it to come
I'm
down.
not sure if that was intentional. That absolutely.
Cool. Got that done. Hey, what's up everyone? Me Jamerson, welcome back. We're gonna check out some gaming news real quick. Some fighting game stuff that has been shown off. Because I know Evo is happening right now. I think the last top 8 or top 6 is happening. I think it's top 6 now instead of top 8. Um, but yeah, let's check out. And there's a couple other things that I wanted to check out as well. Actually, hold on. Let me pull up some music. Stream backup playlist. Okay, not just that. Alright, so these next couple of stuff is going to be videos, so let's do this real quick. Capcom. Oh my god. Hold on. What is this quality? It's ass looking. There we go. Jesus Christ. Cool. Okay. Woo, woo. Terry bobbing and weaving. Oh, my hat. Man, serious about his hat. This the character outfits. This that looks kind of cool. Terry's coming out in autumn. It's pretty cool to see that Capcom is doing like they're doing like crossovers. I'd love to see it. There's actually an interesting article about how they want to do like crossover stuff now. Hold on, let me. There was where is it? Terry can be purchased individually with fighter coins, and the owners of Year 2 Character Pass, also Pass, will automatically get access to Terry when he releases in autumn of 2024. He can cover on his newest challenger, Street Fighter 6, launches. We're at 2023. Oh, okay. Yeah, there was something else about. Where is it? Yeah, here. Exclusive Capcom's dream is to make more Marvel crossover games. Yeah. Shunhei Matsumoto, producer of Street Fighter 6 and Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection, spoke with Dextero in an exclusive interview where he shed some light on the future of MVC series. In June 2024, Capcom shoot the fighting game community with an exciting and unexpected announcement, a collection of its Marvel vs. Capcom games for modern consoles. And also, they recently announced I think this is a re-release of SNK vs. Capcom, or SNK Chaos or something like that. I think they did like a shadow drop for it. So they're trying to do like a lot of crossovers, and I'm glad they're doing it. It's very cool that they're doing that. The news even trended on Twitter as fans rejoiced that Marvel was getting attention, with longtime fans of the franchise ecstatic to see that they have a chance to play classic titles on the modern hardware. I believe Maximilian was streaming that, like a Marvel version of it, in like Evo, like the first day of Evo. I definitely have to check back on Evo. For those fighting moments. Of course, this really brought up the inevitable question: does this mean another Marvel vs. Capcom game could realistically happen? We got to ask the collections Producer Shunei Matsumoto that very question and his answer gave us hope. I wonder if like because Capcom's have been like silent with the fighting games, especially like during the times of like not Fang, what's her face, Aki, and between Aki and Ed, they were kind of like silent, especially with the patch updates. Maybe they were like working on this stuff like this collection and working with SNK to bring like the crossovers again. MVC fans never let the franchise die, and Marvel noticed. The development team at Capcom has big dreams, he said. Maybe there is an opportunity for a new Marvel vs. Capcom game. Maybe this is an opportunity for a new Capcom-based SNK game. Ooh, hey, look. He literally said that, and they got SNK. So like literally SNK versus Capcom. I think according to like well, from I know like how Capcom works with like these re-releases to they're trying to see like interest. So if you want to see like what's that CVS like CVS2 that type of stuff, you definitely want to get those games. I don't know, but if it were to happen, that would take some time and effort in order to create and release those kinds of games. But the short term with what we can do now is at least reintroduce these past legacy. Sorry, I was checking something. Because it might not be out on modern or current platforms. It's definitely out. What we can do at least now is to show that, hey, this series is this. We love these games. We hope that you do too. And maybe in the future, if people get to familiarize themselves with the series, then there may be future opportunities to make bigger games. That's not all. We also quizzed Matsumoto if there's any plans in the works for UMVC Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, given that the game has a massive player base of passionate fans that have followed the title for 14 years now, many of whom really, really want Robot Netcode. There's a lot of things that the team wants to do, and we have a lot of love for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Not just that, but other past fighting games that might not be supported with Robot are available on a current platform. There's a lot we're looking forward to and big dreams, and now it's a matter of timing and seeing what we can do one step at a time. Of course, many players are simply jazzed that this collection even happened in the first place. We all had to ask how it came about, and the conversations occurred between Capcom and Marvel, now owned by Disney, to produce this welcoming gift to the fighting game scene. Matsumoto also told us something surprising. Marvel is very much aware of the vibrant community of MVC players, and they still pay attention to competitive tournaments despite the most active games in the series being well over a decade old. According to Matsumoto, both sides are keen on bringing this connection to life. Oh, that's good linear. The relationship is pretty great. And based on our conversation, it looks like future projects might hinge on players' overall interest in the collection of arcade classics. Okay. In terms of past Capcom developed Marvel titles, this has been something that myself and the team have been wanting to re-release for years and years now. It has just been a matter of timing and making sure that everyone's on board. We've actually been in talks with Marvel for years now to see whether we can make this happen. They were also on board. Because of it, it's kind of like the stars aligned. The timing was great, and now we're actually able to bring it to life. We're all very excited, and some of the inspiration about doing this was that Marvel took notice of community-based tournaments at places like EVO. With Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, other Marvel tournaments happening, they know that people really love the series and really want the games to be available on modern platforms, so now is the chance for them to do so. Yeah, no, this is really great to hear that these developers are trying to do it, and it just goes to show, it adds some like truth to like what people like Maximilian. I know he's like a big figurehead in the fighting game community, especially for Marvel vs. Capcom games. It's just knowing like the right people are like the reasons like these type of things happen. So it's definitely cool to see that now Capcom and on Disney or Marvel Disney or whatever, there's the right people in the right place, and hopefully this collection gets enough sales to where they come up with Marvel vs. Capcom 4. So yeah. But yeah, nice to see. I really need to play Street Fighter again. It's been a super long time since I played it. But yeah, Terry. It's pretty cool to see Terry, another like character crossover. I can't wait to. I really need to play Street Fighter 6 again. Next, let me mute this here. Next. Oh shit. There's a character that does that. There's a character that does something like this. Who's the character? I want to say it's Zero from Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I can see people doing loops for this. I know there's a showcase for this game, so like the gameplay looks like much more interesting than it like was showing. Because it's only really showing just one character just fighting, not showing like, you know, all the possibilities of like tags or the combos with other characters. And this is kind of like a story thing. I really wish the presentation, the visual presentation of the game was like better than what it's showing in the game. But, you know, I just hope, you know, this game gets like enough like good enough sales so where like they can do like a overhaul, graphics overhaul or something like that. It is what it is. But this is just, it's just not what you call it. It's just it's in development, so it's not like final. There's actually something about Hunter x Hunter that I wanted to talk about as well. There was apparently there's a new, no, not a new character. Since so it's the news about like the manga since it's a hiatus on 2022. Volume 38 is its official release date is happening. It's coming out in Japan on September 4th of this year. So it may come out like later, but probably next year for us, or maybe a couple of months. It was like it's 208 pages long. Collecting the chapters yet to be released in Takuban format. Its cover image has yet to be revealed. Pretty cool. Yeah, I know. As the new volume will likely not contain any brand new work. Oh, okay, so it's not anything new. Okay, I gotcha. He is releasing some new chapters, though. So I'm hoping that he's well enough to where he can continue to like go along. There is some speculation with fans, backed up by Togashi's own postings, which he has like posted since like May. With moon healing escalation. I'm glad to hear he's doing much better. I'm glad he's doing much better. But yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see. Alright, next one. Oh yeah, the Nike collaboration. I remember seeing the shoes. Not really much of a fan of the shoes like that. Oh, I am so sorry, Bodert. I just saw your... I just saw your message. Not the shoes.
Show me what you got.
That was a cool little thing. But yeah, I am so sorry I missed your message, man. I was so focused on... the articles and stuff like that. Heihachi Mishima. Man, this man is not gonna die. Oh my god. I've already seen this, but I haven't seen it in sound, so... I'm running this from the story mode, which was great. That's crazy. Look at them. There's this training, doing wave dashes under like this, under like the fire. That's honestly insane. Polish Air Force.
Eliminando os restos da Mishimas Zaibatsu.
Yohan's body and technique exquisitely. Wow. Yet the mind is wavering. What does that mean? Cause an imbalance in mind, body, and technique. I'm sure Heihachi killed like her father or something. At first I thought this was gonna be like either a monk character, but it's basically like Heihachi. I also thought it might have been like Heihachi just do like a body transfer to like a monk that's dedicated their life to Heihachi. But no, it's just Heihachi alive. I wonder if like that character with the mask is like gonna be like a new character. But that's crazy. The man Heihachi is never gonna die. But that's okay. I get it. You know, the super villains of the series, they're never gonna die. Bison is back. Now they just gotta bring back Rugal. For like SNK, for like King of Fighters, because he was a great villain. He's one of my favorite villains. And what's another super villain? Shao Kahn is back, but I don't really like MK1 like that. But no, Heihachi is pretty cool. Can't wait to say that man's never gonna die. Alright, next video. Guilty Gear. Season 4. Sorry I've been kind of spoiled about this, but I didn't really see like the video for this. What is this quality? What are you doing to me, YouTube? Give me a good quality. I remember playing oh, she was pretty fun. That's the last time I played this game. New online battle, 3v3 mode. Jesus Christ, this looks so chaotic. That looks so chaotic right there. New exclusive colors. What is that? Ew. I kind of like that color. New stages. I always like new stages. Returning characters. Queen of... It's coming to Otto. Venom. I know a lot of people were looking forward to Venom. A new character. Brand new character. I believe this person's in the anime. And a guest character, very first guest. Oh. It's low-key crazy that they're bringing a character, a guest character from Cyberpunk, no less. I know a lot of people are like upset that it's not like David. Look at that art. That art's so good. That art's so good. That art is so good though. I know a lot of people are upset about like David not making it into the game, but I mean loosely makes sense. Unique. But no, yeah, I'm low-key kinda excited. I want to play Dizzy because I love her design. Look, she got like this motherly design that I like about. They definitely toned down her look that she had. And then Venom looks pretty cool. Still looks like Venom, so definitely interested to see like how he plays. Love to see like a new character. Looks like she's gonna be using a gun. And I honestly wonder how like Lucy's gonna play too. There was. Look at this art, bro. Daisuke's a good artist. Look at that art. I want a poster of that. Let me see this. I remember they're doing an anime.
魔法によって生み出された生体兵器ギア出やがったな戦場じゃそうやって気負うやつほどやらかすんだ粒書き生体兵器ギアギアに
Oh, she's from the anime. Okay. I figured.
Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers 何か理由があると思うんだお前はそれでいい2025年テレビアニメ化決定
Okay, coming 2025. Can't wait to see it and check it out. Unica. That's an interesting name. Cool. Alright. Next thing. Alright. No. Oh, yeah. So this is something that, you know, it's been talking about for like a couple of days that I wanted to like, you know, check into. But basically, since I mean, for years now, there have been issues with the Dragon Ball IP. Like, multiple people are trying to like fight for the rights of it, trying to figure out who like controls of it. And with Akira Toriyama's passing, rest in peace to him, it's even more drama like over it, like who has control over it. Basically. There is a person by the name of what is his name? I feel like I'm going to butcher it. Where's his name? Where is his name? Ioku. Hopefully I pronounced this right. But basically Ioku, he is somebody that Toriyama has like trusted, like a #1 person like he's trusted over at Shueisha, and like he's really truly for like Akira Toriyama and like the series, the Worker series that he's like created, at least from what I see here. Hold on, I need some music. Sorry. But basically, let's just read this here. Since the serialization began in 1984, Dragon Ball has remained a highly lucrative IP that continues to captivate people, according to the app research company Sensor Tower. The 2 Dragon Ball mobile games, including Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, which began distribution in 2015, has surpassed a worldwide revenue of 5 billion yen. but it looks like correction here to this guy. It says 5 billion USD total global revenue by 2024, February 2024. The movie Dragon Ball Super Superhero, released in 2022, achieved a global box revenue of 13 billion yen, or maybe that's USD. In Saudi Arabia, there's a theme park where this basically going to be like, has a Dragon Ball theme going to happen. You know, in March, Akira Toriyama passed away. And so, you know, but even with his passing, Dragon Ball is still a very like popular series. But apparently a certain person in charge went independent, and this certain person is Iyoku, hopefully I pronounced it right, Akio Iyoku, who's a former head of the Shueisha's Dragon Ball Room. They went independent with several like subordinates and established a new company called Capsule Corp Tokyo, named after, you know, the company in Dragon Ball. And so basically the company's aim is to manage creative activities and handle intellectual property rights. Mr. Iyoku became the head of like Dragon Ball Room in 2016 after serving as editor-chief of V-Jump. A Shueisha insider recalls, without consulting his superiors, Iyoku unilaterally decided to make a film adaptation of Toriyama Sensei's Sinland. He always focused on serving the author for better or worse. At the same time, there's criticism from anime production companies and TV networks that he had a condescending attitude. In addition to the evaluation, progress was lacking in the collaborations with the metaverse and AI that the higher-ups were anticipating. As a result, in 2022, he was reassigned to a new business department. This unwelcome transfer became the trigger, and within a year, Iyoku went independent, taking over the role of Toriyama's spokesperson on behalf of Shueisha. Iyoku's actions raised the risk of Shueisha losing its Dragon Ball rights. Toriyama Sensei was also dissatisfied with Iyoku being removed, as he trusted him the most. Chairman Maru Hayuchi, hopefully I pronounced it right. It's very hard to read these the small letters. Shueisha even went directly to Toriyama's residence in the Aichi Prefecture, but he couldn't persuade him to stay. Said the aforementioned Shueisha insider. This put Bandai Namco, which have been making a fortune from the games like Broken Battle, in a difficult position. Iyoku, who was Toriyama Sensei's spokesperson, became independent, but the rights to the manga were managed by Shueisha. It was unclear who to consult regarding matters related to the original work. Okay, I see. See how they do things over there. That's interesting. Yeah, I can see how that caused a lot of problems, because it just seems to me that, you know, based on this paragraph alone, because I know that there's a lot of like resurgence going on with Sandland. Like, they got like a game coming out, and I believe there's something. Oh no, the game's already out. But I believe there's something else happening as well that for the series. I think they're doing like a anime adaptation, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it just seems like, you know, from like other people, like this Iyoku, this seems like it says the go-to person for Toriyama stuff. Looks like they're basically like best friends, and actually hold on, let me check on this man, Akio Iyoku. What has he done? Oh, that's what he looks like. Let's see what, you know, how, like, what his influence on Dragon Ball is. As the editor who works for Shueisha, editor-in-chief of V-Jump and Psycho Jump is editor-in-chief. Was planning coordinator for the 2011 adaptation of Dragon Ball episode Broddock. Oh, that's pretty good. He took part in a 30-minute Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods discussion panel. Okay, I feel like, wasn't he doing other stuff? Interesting. I thought he was doing like other stuff. I thought he was like an editor that Toriyama's know, but you know, that's so cool though. Yeah, it seems like he's been a big influence into like the series. But yeah, I can see like how this would be like confusing for like third-party people like Bandai Namco trying to figure out who they should go to. I mean, honestly, personally for me, I would go to Iyoku because he's the person that Toriyama trusted the most for like his series, or like basically like they were like I don't know if they were best friends, but you don't just go around saying that you trust them the most out of like a country, not country, a company. But legally, it seems like Shueisha owns the property. But I could definitely see how it would cause problems because they have a certain way of doing things over there. This last paragraph here says meetings about Dragon Ball were organized very vaguely, with all relevant parties being invited and subtly included both Yoku and Shueisha representatives, making the coordination extremely stressful, said the aforementioned Bandai Namco insider, of course. Toriyama's passing occurred amidst the battle over rights. The discussion continued without the original author, and the disputes have been ongoing and still remain unresolved. Makes sense. Delta has noted a Shueisha employee. Some industry executives are looking towards a resolution that involves the family, saying it depends on how the family feels about it. The question remains who will ultimately take the lead in managing the massive IP. The future of the bogged down battle, which is not fitting a shonen manga, remains unclear. Yeah, this definitely sucks, especially after his passing. Yeah, I mean, in this situation, I would definitely say it's up to like the family what they decide to do. Yeah, it's definitely up to the family what they decide to do, and I'm sure everybody, would do their best to, live up to the name of like Dragon Ball, because Dragon Ball is definitely like a very influential series. But yeah, it sucks to see that Toriyama's work has been like all this crazy stuff has happened with him. But I wonder, like, apparently Shueisha has been the reason of like like some decisions that has happened that hasn't like worked out with like Dragon Ball. That's what I heard some people do. But yeah, I wonder what you guys think, if you think Akio Iyoku is like in the right about this stuff. Well, let me check out some other articles here. In all age love of work art. Okay. Alright, next. This was actually something I wanted to like make like a video about. Apparently a couple of like weeks ago there was a exhibit for Jujutsu Kaisen, and Gege Akutami, the creator, he did like an interview where he basically answered some questions about like the JJK manga, and like he just went over like the arcs. So I guess I'm just do like a little video series of like there's a translation by this guy named Infinity Exists. Follow him on Twitter because he does like translations. But yeah, I just want to go over everything you see here and check him out. So the first question was basically what was the order creation of like the three main characters, and apparently it's Fushiguro, Megumi, Yuji Itadori, and Nobara Kugisaki, and apparently there was a prototype called Jujutsu Sosen, where Megumi was meant to be the main character, and this is a series about a boy who's supposed to be Sukuna's vessel, and the story was supposed to be progressed along the lines of the Culling game, which is like the next arc after Shibuya, if you don't know, with Yuji as a supporting character. So it looks like, and then Nobara was kind of like an afterthought that the publication, figured they asked them to put in. So, which is crazy to know because Nobara is like a super great character. I love her. She's one of my favorite characters. She definitely influenced the story. yeah, no, it's definitely interesting to see that Megami was going to be the main character, and it kind of makes sense thinking about it because Megami, he has more of a the way that people describe him in like the series, like he's kind of like main character chosen one status, like Sukuna, talks about like that, and uh, what else? Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. Nice to know these background stuff. Question two. Fujiguro was supposed to be possessed by a curse. Then why did you switch the roles? And basically, Gege was saying that why did you switch the roles of Itadori and Fushiguro being the main character? And Gege's answer was when we discussed Jujutsu Sozen at the editor's meeting, we were told let's try to write something that was really suitable for Jump, a magazine for teenagers. And since the concept of Fushiguro was already pretty stable in my head, I figured Itadori would prove to be more flexible and could handle the tasks, and I think he told about MC tasks, so I decided to switch their roles in the story. And I think he explains what he meant by he figured Itadori would be more flexible, and I think it was along the lines of Megami was kind of like not like a fixed character, like not a stable character, or in fact, Megami is not the type of character that would be like molded by things. He's like set in his ways, and I guess Yuji was more flexible or more influence than like Megami was, so that's probably why he switched. And he's going to explain that in a second. Real quick before I start, what is Sozen? I want to know the translation of that, what that means. Sozen translation. Does it explain what Sosa means? Ooh, what the hell was that? Okay. Nothing about Sozin. I can't find it. Okay, hold on. Does anybody say about... Oh, okay, no. Alright, so question 3. What changed about the character Itadori Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen compared to his version of Jujutsu Sozen? Itadori himself and his personality hasn't changed. I think the big change for the story was the fact that a simple guy like Itadori was chosen as the main character. To make him a typical hero, I was going to shape his path. With the help of other characters, I wanted Itadori to be a flexible character. I'm glad he decided this because Yuji is definitely one of my favorite characters. I feel like, yeah, Yuji is definitely one of my favorite characters, so I'm glad he did that. Question 4 expands upon what Gege means about flexibility. And basically, to in layman's terms, he wants readers to feel the same way like Itadori feels, and like Itadori is kind of like the mirror, or like he's kind of like the window for us readers to like view the world of Jujutsu Kaisen. So if Yuji explained something, and like you just like and the characters feel like that doesn't make any sense, but if Yuji saying that doesn't make any sense, then they feel that it's okay that for them not to understand it. Or like if they think something looks cool, Yuji also thinks something looks cool, so like that's kind of like what he means by flexibility. I kind of read this beforehand, and that's when I stopped. But yeah, this is basically what he says here. That's pretty much how he says it there. Next question. What about Fushiguro? Did anything change in his character after Sozen? Because of Wanibuchi Wanibuchi's influence, hopefully I pronounced that name right. Megumi's temperament hasn't changed, but Sosen was inspired by the first chapter of Bleach, where Rukia, as the eldest in everything, showed her approach to justice from Ichigo. I felt that these traits were needed in Megumi as well, so I added them. I think what he means by that, if I remember correctly, Rukia, because I know Bleach is an inspiration for Gege for the series. But I think what he means by that is like Ichigo and Rukia, they're all like good characters, but they go about doing good things differently. Whereas Ichigo is kind of like the more extroverted, outgoing type, where like he does like he's more like active and energetic with like how he goes about serving justice. Rukia is kind of like more cold and calm compared to him, and I think Megumi, that's what he means by he added that trait to like Megumi's character. And then you can honestly see if you reread like the earlier chapters, Megumi is definitely that type of character. He's more cold and calculating and calm with everything. The next question 6. In the official fan book, you hinted at the throwback to the first chapters of Bleach and Naruto Shippuden. Can you explain that? So obviously he just mentioned, like he pretty much just goes here that he mentioned in the last question that he added something to like Megumi from like from Bleach, and this is where he talked about that he studied the Naruto Shippuden is about the relationship between the main character Uzaki Naruto and Naito's Kurama. It's like Sukuna is to Itadori, or Rika is to Okotsu or Yuta. In Volume 0, the relationship between the two, like in Naruto Shippuden, ended in reconciliation, but in JJK, I decided to take a different approach and show Sukuna as something that can't be reconciled with, which is super great, because Sukuna's whole character and them subverting the inner demon trope is pretty good. When researching Bleach, I paid attention to the structure of the narrative. The protagonist Ichigo, who is unexpectedly drawn into events, becomes a Shinigami of his own free will. In JJK, I emphasized Itadori absorbing the choice of the cursed object of his own free will is his choice. Volume 0 has the same idea, but it's less developed. Does it? Yeah, I guess it does. In Volume 0, talking about Yuta and Rika, the cursed spirit, and Yuta, in a way, he does like curse himself or curse Rika to be like his cursed spirit or something like that. And then he pretty much chooses to, to be a part of like this world of JJK, but it's not as yeah, it's definitely not as developed as like Yuji like absorbing the cursed object of his own will. Question 7. How much and how deeply did you work out the character stories and backstories in the trio? Gege more or less envisioned them. He hasn't spelled out any details as far as he can. If asked, the answer would be, I suppose so. I'm afraid to box characters in if I get too detailed, but I'm afraid they'll become shapeless if I don't put enough effort into creating them. In Nobara's case, he roughly charted her childhood relationship with her mother and grandmother before enrolling to the magic college. As for Yuji, some things like exactly how the cursed object got into school have to be substantiated. At worst, I'm willing to resort to it was all set up by Kenjaku to make things logically explainable, which is a little funny because Kenjaku is like really calculating. Like he's like everything that's happened, like I can honestly think like he's had a hand in like almost everything that's happened. Megumi on the other hand is taken for certain, so you already know the rest. So yeah, Megumi is probably the most detailed out of the three. Question 8. Was it necessary for the successful launch of JJK manga to forget about the character of Volume 0 and conversely bring Gojo to the forefront? Did you have any confidence in doing so? Gege says that he's always planned for Gojo to be the conduit and introduce Itadori to the members of the college soon, which definitely makes sense, because I really can't imagine Gojo, not being like like the mentor type, because he's definitely a character. Gojo is essential to the story as a mentor. As for Yuta doing Volume 0, the then editor Kata-san suggested that it would be easier for Yuta if Yuta wasn't there, and I like the idea. Therefore, he doesn't appear at the beginning of JJK. Once it was decided that Yuta would be introduced later, I felt that Volume 0 published in Jump Giga would be a mythic element in JJK. On the other hand, I never considered the possibility of excluding Gojo. Imagine it'd be like My Hero without Almays. Yeah, I can't imagine. I can't imagine Jujutsu Kaisen without Gojo. He's like super influential, and like honestly, like he's like everything that's happened now. It's definitely because of him. Like the cast that's fighting Sukuna right now. It's all because of him. This is like his dream is like coming true. People who are super strong that are standing next to each other, so that nobody will feel the loneliness that him or like any strong characters will feel. Question 9. What did you think about introducing new characters on the side of evil at the time? Gege's answer is, I often discussed the idea of creating a big confrontation with the editor at the time that included Yuji and Mahito, as well as Nanami and Mahito. The events in Shibuya were already predetermined, so this was a preparation for them. Cool. Okay, so Gege already had in mind the trauma and the sadness and the hate that happened in Shibuya. This man is demented. But no, Shibuya was definitely great, and I wonder if he will bring back Mahito. I don't know I think Mahito might be dead, because I know this man Gege, like he does not mind killing off characters. There's only very few cases where like he changes his mind. Like, for what I remember, Yuji was originally going to die in the beginning, but he decided to bring it back, which I'm glad he did, because I can't imagine the story without Yuji. Next question. This is about a comment by Gege, illustrating the expansion of Mahito's domain is the image of a huge palm blossoming like a bud in the darkness. Yeah, I can see that here. There's always like, I don't know, it shows like, reminds me of like some Buddha type stuff. Behind it, like chains, arms stretch out, encompassing the space. Yeah, I never really noticed the arms though. This is one example of the audio guide. I don't know what that means. Alright, question 10. It has been mentioned before that in battle between Nanami and Mahito, the characters acted in ways the author did not plan. Can you elaborate on this further? And Gege's answer to that question is, it's like the script is moving and changing due to the characters. I didn't want to kill Nanami here, which is crazy to say, because I know Nanami is like one of his favorite characters. But it's even crazier to think that Nanami was going to die in his first fight with Mahito. But it felt like it was inevitable. And then Itadori showed up and it ended well. And as you know, I felt that Nanami surpassed the script, but thinking about it, the motive for surpassing the script was Nanami, and the one who surpassed him, the script, was actually Itadori. I think that what that means, because it could sound like, when I first read it, it kind of, sounded weird to me. But I think what he means is like, originally he wanted Nanami to die, but he didn't want him to die because he liked the character. And the person that surpassed the script was Itadori, because Itadori basically not burst through the domain, and that essentially allowed Mahito's domain expansion to touch Sukuna, since Sukuna was inside of Yuji, and you know the rest. But no, it's actually cool. This audible. I'm glad he did, because Nanami is definitely one of my favorite characters as well. He's definitely a great mentor type. I wonder if I should make a video about great mentors. Oh yeah, another little comment here. from Infinity that's explaining a little phrase uh, that manga artists use over there in like Japan. But he basically said, before I start translating, let me explain what going ongoings means for authors. It is release of one's work in a manga magazine like Jump, which is released in parts, not all at once, like some kind of book where you can open the final page where you buy it and know the ending. Like you can change the story 10 times while writing an ongoing. Gege will hint at that. How does releasing an ongoings affect you, like poll results? Because if you don't know, in like Jump magazines and stuff like that, there's like poll results where they show you like it's basically like ratings, where they show you like the interest in like the series. I know that can influence like a character story or like the speed of the story and stuff like that. And that's how you can tell like if you see like some series that don't last as long, they don't really do well in the polls. But Agege's answer to that question is I use poll results to adjust the speed and pace of the narrative, but I don't change the story itself. I'm not dependent on poll results. If I myself think the story is too long or boring, I just speed it up. On principle, I'm skeptical of changing a story based on the poll results. I've seen some stories go up in the rankings after deciding to stop publishing, and others, on the contrary, lose their potential while trying to please the audience. I think it's more important to do what you think is right. There are times when an arc, a moment in manga, a period in a manga is so interesting that even an author can't predict how it will end. That's also kind of the way writing works. The results of polls are just a snapshot reaction to specific moments, whereas I build my stories on a longer term basis, 2, 3, 10, 20 chapters ahead. That's why I believe you should finish what you set out to do in the first. I wonder what moments where Gege felt like he had to speed up the story. But it's nice to know that he doesn't really change like the specific moments in the story, but he just kind of like speeds things up. But that'd be interesting to look back to see what moments felt like where they speed up. Question 12. What is meant by doing what needs to be done in the sense of it is impossible to do what needs to be done? It means to create side characters around the main character. Explanation from the phrase from Infinity. You have to create side characters. Yes, it's necessary, but it's impossible to do it around Yuji so that everyone is in contact with him, even though it's necessary. But the importance of the comment is not the importance of doing it, because everyone writes manga the way they want, but the fact that it's impossible. I don't really understand that there. I don't really understand that, to be honest. I don't get what he means by that. I guess this is like in relation to like the question about like him, like how he like tells like the story. Gege tells the story. We have to create like side characters because that would help out with the story. That's my understanding about it, and it's hard to like write like a story with like Yuji because he's not much of a, not to say he's like an interesting character, but because to me he's an interesting character, but I don't think he has a lot going on compared to like other people, like Maki, who's from a family that's all about sorcery, but she doesn't have like cursed energy to use sorcery, or Megami, who's like the prodigy, or Gojo, who's like the strongest sorcerer in like modern times. Next one is Gege's commentary about the first appearance of Malevolent Shrine, or like kitchen, or whatever you want to call it, which is Sukuna's domain. Looks like he drew inspiration from statue images of Yamantaka Vijaya Raja, and also from Gozu Tenno. Personally, he thinks that the huge number of buffalo skulls look cool, plus they are considered messengers of gods, which will look bold and suit Sukuna. It definitely does. And I added elements that resemble a cabinet, a kitchen shelf for storing food, to build structure. So it looks like this is like verbatim from what Gege says. As for the sketches, I draw them quickly to convey the essence of the story to the editor. I hardly ever revise them. If the composition changes from draft sketch to draft, I mostly adjust it at the draft stage. And this is like something from Infinity, where he's talking about like the kanji characters, you know what what like they mean. But here's some of the images here. It's Sukuna's domain. You see the skulls. I couldn't find like the kitchen cabinet thing. Maybe it's like somewhere else. But yeah, Vijayaraja, if I pronounce that name right. But yeah, I could definitely see it. You can see the hand sign Sukuna used to like open up his domain, and you see the bull. And what is this? It kind of reminds me of Sukuna, like his true form. Alright, scroll down. Alright, so that's the entire first part officially completed. Q&A, comments by Gege. Now the next part is like the exchange with Kyoto, which I'll probably check it out later. But yeah, this was pretty cool. Nice to know about, the prototype. I know this usually is a prototype for like series, but it's nice to know about, the behind the scenes of like the way it works. It's interesting to learn about the word ongoings and the way Gege tells like the story, because he's definitely one of my favorite manga authors. So I definitely kind of like study him for like if I wanted to create my own series. But yeah, let me know if you guys want to see like more of this stuff. I probably will do it anyways. Thank you for Infinity Exists for making this, doing like the translations. You're definitely doing God's work, and I definitely suggest following him, because he's doing like more stuff. Like he's doing stuff like Shibuya and like the other arcs. But yeah. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, so next thing I wanted to talk about, I'm back. So this man, Hideki Kamiya, one of my favorite developers. He's created Devil May Cry, Resident Evil 2, Kami, Beautiful Joe. And recently he said there was a Capcom Super Election player survey, and he left a comment that he is Hideki Kamiya. Let me make a beautiful Joe sequel. It seems like Capcom ignored his comment. Let's say, hold on. This must have been from thing. The director himself is asking to make the game again, but they won't even talk about it. What the hell, Capcom? But this man, Kamiya is funny. The source is from this video.
I like blocking, but I also like unblocking. 癒しをテーマにしたゲームって言ってるのにみんな口々にここがめちゃ怖いマジで怖いっていう場所が幽霊船なんですけど、そこを作ったのね中村ですからね。
最後の方で QA の時間あるじゃないですか、あそこでプレイした時に座席で泣いて、酔っ払ってたのかな少し、それでなんか俺の中でこのチーム最悪だったからって言っていきなり言い出して
この話はこれかな。あのアートを中村が描いてきたから。
Oh yeah, she's the artist for Bayonetta. She makes the design. Okay, I was wondering who she was.
あ、こういうものの考え方するんだなっていうのをこの短い期間ながら学んで。秘密のレシピはないですね。毎回もう本当にヒヤヒヤしながら。でも誰かがそうやって何かこう光がピカッと光って、あ、それみたいなこう手繰り寄せて、お、面白くなってきたっていう。毎回ゲップです。
Ass Ikumi. Oh, hold on. I did not know. No, I gotta check this out. Let's follow journey unseen Tokyo.
2本目にそのベヨネッタが始まるんですけど、その時に神谷さんともう一回できる人って誰だっけな、誰から聞いたんですけど、できる人って聞かれて、はーいって言ったんですけど、私ちょっと変な企画出しちゃってたからあれで、で途中から戻ってきた時に神谷さんがやりたい世界観出てるかなってすぐ入って分かって、神谷さんはなんか別にこれでいいと思ってるみたいな感じでしたけど、なんかもうちょっと持ってけんじゃないかなって言われて、それでちょっと。
Oh yeah, it's definitely like a big difference.
絵描いて何回持ってって、それでドームの絵を描くんですよ。
闘技場？
闘技場。
フォルティトゥードが出てくる。
フォルティトゥード。
描いて、それで亀井さんがこれだって。あれよかった。そっから私バーって世界観決まって、でデザインかけたんです。
なんとなく思い出したうっすら。
そっからの神さんのオーダーは全然変わって、こんな感じとかじゃなくて、なんかでっけえ2つの塔がみたいな結構明確で、とにかく大きいものとか出したいっていうか、ダイナミックでド派手でっていうのが出てきて。
It's just crazy, you know how art is like so important. Like just things like that, just like completely changes, how people. Just like they say that a word, like an image, where it's worth 1,000 words.
で、よかったなと思って。なんかずっと平地歩いてるじゃないんじゃないかなって、このゲームは。狼の時も平地だけじゃなかったから。と思ったらやっぱり橋とかね、登るし、ミサイルにも乗るし。はい。
なるほどなるほど。さっきの最初の話だけどさ、その神谷とやる人っていう、俺大体プロジェクト終わるともう神谷さんとやりたくないっていう人が現れる。
知ってます。だか
ら多分聞かれたんだと思うんだよな。
自分デビルメイクらい好きだったんで、それの神谷さんが作る新しい女性のヒーローのゲームってなんだろうって思って、それもすごく気になったし。
The origins of Bayonetta.
ああいうゲームを作ろうとは思ってなくて、ちょうど Wii が発売。
Hold on, I need to go to normal speed here.
になって、ああいうリモコンのなんか棒のリモコンコントローラーで棒のリモコンコントローラーでなんかカジュアルに遊ぶゲームっていうのがまあ出てきてたから、まあプラチナとしても俺もちょっと色気を出してそういうカジュアルなゲームを作った方がまあ売れるんじゃねえのみたいなことを思って
売れ考えてたんですか。
売れ考えてた俺。
神谷さんが売れを考えるんですか。
売れてえなと思って
売れないやつじゃないですかこれ。
もう売れないやつだもん俺基本的に。ジョー狼と大失敗してますから。ほんで売れてえなと思ってそういう色気出して企画書書いてたら橋本君がその企画書見てつまんねえなと思ったらしくて
いろんな人につまらないともらってるんです
つまらねえなと思ってほんで突然と橋本君俺の席に来て神谷さんの、作るアクションゲームがまた見たいっすわとかってつぶやいたのよ。それでなんかビビってきてアクションゲームかって狼ってアクションに完全に振ったゲームではなかったから、その前のビューティフルジョーもまあ 2D でっていうので、ああまたそのデビルみたいなもうそのフル 3D のフィールドでアクションするゲームって確かにもう一回やってもいいなって思ってまあ本格的に取り掛かったって感じかな。なんかあの時ってまあ俺はデビルメイクライ作ってもうその後デビルからもう離れてしまって、だけどなんかその後例えば、ゴッド・オブ・ウォーとかあとまあ忍者ガイデンとか、まあ、あとそのデビルが2は失敗したんだけどデビル3でまたちょっとこう再評価されてっていうのを俺が作ってないアクションゲームシーンがすごい盛り上がってて、ほんでなんかその中に
You know what? I'm going to stop here because I don't want to take like the views of this video. I'm gonna subscribe to this, but no, it's nice to see Okami Kamiya coming out and like talk about his experience and stuff like that. I wanted to kind of like talk about this real Japanese historian Hirayama says that Yasuke was a samurai, and there seems to be a lot of talk about Yasuke, a black man who served Nobunaga Oda. Historical records about him are quite scarce, but there is no doubt that he was a samurai serving Nobunaga. Let's see the actual tweet from him. Yeah, because if you don't know, Assassin's Creed Shadows, there's a lot of like controversy surrounding it with Yasuke becoming, or Sasuke being like a main character in it, who's optional, by the way. And a lot of people are like upset about it, for whatever reason. And a lot of people are lately, it just seems like nowadays people are just upset over like the stupidest things. It's like it's just a video game, like because Yasuke has been like a character that has been used multiple times by like Japanese artists. Like there's an anime on Netflix that came out. You know, they made Afro Samurai. I know Yasuke wasn't in there, but you know, there were samurai characters that were black and stuff like that, which is honestly like crazy. And so a lot of people are gonna say, oh, I just wanted to be like accurate and stuff like that, but there's like actual records. Accurate records, like these historians that actually talk about how Yasuke was a character that was like a samurai, and you know, back then, you know, they don't just give you like a sword or like give you like sword or anything like that for like nothing. I feel like samurais are pretty, giving you personal weapons pretty like a serious thing, or like a big thing where they're not just like servants. But here's like the translation from it, so hopefully this translation is like correct. Unfortunately, I'm not fluent in Japanese, but it seems like there's a lot of talk about Yasuke, a black man who served Oda Nobunaga. There are very few historical documents about him, but there's no doubt that he was a samurai who served Nobunaga. Regardless of one's social status, if one's master promoted one to the rank of samurai, one could become one in medieval warring states society. I can say this because the historical documents state that 1. Nobunaga gave him a stipend, 2. He was given a house, and 3. He was given a sword. Being given a stipend and serving Nobunaga closely fulfills the important requirements of a contract between master and servant, an agreement to receive a stipend. It is also important that he was allowed to carry a sword, So he was a two-sworded servant and not a servant. Servants were not allowed to carry swords. And if he was given a house, there's no room for doubt he was probably a slave until Nobunaga took over the missionary slave. But due to the above 1 and 2, which is he was given a stipend and he was given a sword, he probably became a samurai of his own volition. During the Honnoji incident, Akechi's side did not kill Yasuke because they thought he was an animal and not Japanese, but that was only probably because Akechi did not recognize Yasuke as a samurai and probably because he had discriminatory feelings. At the time, it was common for a master to promote someone of low status to a samurai. To begin with, there is a good example in Hideyoshi, and I don't know if that's translated complete. What's this person say? Whether Sasuke was a samurai or not is a minor issue. At its core, it's just a tale that Mr. Lovely, who's like, I just don't understand people, man. Like, it's so crazy, bro. Like, okay, so even if this man didn't exist, even this man, it's just like a video game, man. Like, this Assassin's Creed has been like a series where, like, even though it's based on, you know, historical like facts and stuff, like they always, you know, dramatize it. Because it's a video game, you gotta like make it interesting. If it was exactly the same, it's not. Like, literally, Assassin's Creed 2, which is like one of the fan favorites of the series, you're literally fighting the Pope of Rome. Like, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Like, really? And like you're fighting with like this piece of like magical weapon called like the apple that can like control minds or like do like supernatural stuff. Like, you guys really are like fighting over like the stupidest things, and it's like crazy. I know like Ubisoft is like kind of like one of the hated like companies, but this is not even that serious. Like, I'm interested in like with the gameplay that I see from like Assassin's Creed. Like, I'm interested to play it because we've always wanted to play like a Assassin's Creed game in like Japan, and like I'm pretty much looking forward to it because it looks like there's a lot of like things. It looks like they put their toes in this game, and like this would be like a super disservice for if like you guys don't want to play it because there's a character that you don't want to be in it. Like, you can literally choose to play just Naoe, who's like really the actual main character of this game. It's just crazy to me that you guys are like, come on, be for real, though. Like, I mean, I get it, and like, you know, you feel a certain type of way, but I feel like this is like really stupid to be arguing about this. It's really just arguing about this. Yeah, damn, I heard all the Japanese were mad about this cultural appropriation based off of what the, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce that, were saying. Meanwhile in Japan, like, Japan and, like, you know, black people were kind of like hand in hand in certain things. They take things from our culture, and we take the, like, anime and, like, hip-hop are, like, kind of like, go hand in hand. I'll wait till this gets completely fun. Yeah. But it's whatever, man. The stupid DAI word or this wogo go broke people are idiots. It's whatever. I don't care. I'm gonna play the game. Because I want to play the game. Game looks fun. I can't wait to play both a samurai and a ninja. Honestly, I'll probably be playing Naoe more than Yasuke. And that's only because I like the whole stealth stuff. I like Assassin's Creed, I like being stealthy. But I'm probably gonna play as Yasuke too. Probably gonna play it twice. But yeah, that's all the stuff here. that they have, all the news and stuff like that. So I'm gonna try to play some Elden Ring. Sorry. Hopefully my stream didn't mess up there. Okay, it didn't mess up. Switch to Elden Ring real quick. Try to beat this game as fast as I can. I'm gonna play Elden Ring for a little bit. Probably at least for like an hour. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm gonna probably do a little bit of exploring in the beginning. Okay. Um, Bridge. Is this it? So I remember there's a path I have to take. Oh shit. Oh shit. Alright, cool. poison. Ah, fuck. They caught me off guard. I'm at 56 souls, so whatever. Yikes. Wow. Wow. Yo, this game is nothing but me falling, bro. Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. These dudes are menace. Okay. Nothing over here. Door. Flight Catacombs. Down I go. Just what I needed. Tarnish required ahead. Super dark. The fuck? Oh, let's try to help out. Oh, this person just fell to the death. Why did they drop down? Whew, that man will fuck me. Yeah, fuck you. I'll go this way first. Oh shit. Didn't see that guy. Okay. So, guess I'm gonna go upstairs. Looks like all this leads back to... Yeah, I got that. Okay. Beware, right. Put that message down. Damn.